The Shawshank Redemption stars Morgan Freeman as a convict but leaves out the details of his crime, creating much speculation about who Red murdered and why he's in prison. Morgan Freeman's Shawshank character Red narrates the 1994 film and mostly displays good behavior throughout. However, writer-director and frequent Stephen King collaborator Frank Darabont cut a relevant piece of information from Stephen King's 1982 source material, Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption, in order to make Red a more likable character. In The Shawshank Redemption, Red takes a liking to Andy Dufresne, Tim Robbins, a convicted killer with a reputation for being slightly pretentious. Red honors the former banker's request for a rock hammer but also schools him about the unofficial codes of conduct within Shawshank State Penitentiary. During their first conversation, Andy claims his innocence, and Red laughs, snarkily stating that every other inmate is innocent too. The two men become good friends over the years, and they rarely speak about their past. At one point, though, Red does admit to Andy that he's the only guilty man in Shawshank. The Shawshank Redemption book reveals why Red is in prison. Red killed his wife and 2 others. While the movie keeps Red's crimes a mystery, the Stephen King novella does not. Before the events of The Shawshank Redemption, Red grew up without a father and then married a woman who came from a rich family. What The Shawshank Redemption doesn't reveal is Red killed more people, 3, than Andy, 2, was accused of. Darabont changed a lot about Red other than just omitting the reason why Red is in prison. For one thing, no one who read the book would ever consider Morgan Freeman in the role. In Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption, Red is a white Irish man. This is noted in a sly Easter egg in the movie, though, when they joke about Red having an Irish heritage. His fate also didn't hinge on Brooks, who never took his own life when he got out of prison, making Red's transition to joining Andy feel a little different from the book. Why the Shawshank Redemption movie doesn't reveal Red's crime, but the book does. Red's crime may have complicated the story. Red is questioned in the Shawshank Redemption. It's strange that Shawshank Redemption never reveals Red's crime, despite the book clearly stating it. The most obvious reason for this is that it would have bogged down the story. Although Shawshank Redemption takes place in prison, with the reality of crime hanging over their heads, the real story focuses on Andy's search for freedom and his commitment to his innocence. By revealing Red's crime, Andy's relationship with Red may not have felt as inspirational or sweet. Furthermore, there probably was not enough time in the movie to explain Red's crime and deal with the emotional aftermath of that. How the Shawshank Redemption movie changed Red. Red becomes hopeful during Shawshank Redemption. Andy and Red talking in the prison yard in the Shawshank Redemption. In the movie, Red becomes a less hardened individual. He loses all hope after multiple decades at Shawshank, especially after his friend Brooks Hatland's suicide, James Whitmore, but it's Andy who restores Red's humanity. During a crucial moment, Andy returns from solitary confinement and explains that Mozart's music helped him pass the time, giving him hope. Andy later acquires a harmonica for Red. Red rejects the concept of redemption when he acknowledges that he's not ready to play it. While Andy can't change the past and Brooks couldn't imagine a future outside Shawshank, Red is firmly rooted in the present. Just as Darabont erased why Red is in prison in the Shawshank Redemption, the thematic concept of Zihuatanejo, Mexico does the same. According to Andy, his preferred landing spot has no memory, which makes it the ideal place for a convict like him. When Andy finally escapes, he leaves a letter for Red with a message of hope. Red spends the majority of IMDb favorite The Shawshank Redemption pushing against the concept that life can indeed get better. However, by accepting his guilt and embracing Andy's goodwill, Red can once again envision the future. I hope, he says, I hope